This is Cal the Catster. It's come to my attention. I should chime in on the cancellation of Star Trek Prodigy. Just briefly, thoughts on that. They did complete a full 20 episodes on Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus. And then, so they did finish it. They got them home. The first season took place in the Delta Quadrant, not to be confused with the Gamma Quadrant, which is why they couldn't use the Gamma Quadrant to get home. Lots of fans were talking about that. They couldn't use the Gamma Quadrant. Wrong sector of the universe. Wrong section. Get from here to there. It doesn't work. It's a time-travel-y, timey-wimey thing anyway, because technically Chakotay in the future goes back in time 30 years and messes with Picard Next Generation era and this planet, this Transformer type planet. He messes with it unknowingly, and it starts a war near this Cillian time warp near the planet. It's probably as a result of the time war or the time force, whatever. That's what it was supposed to be. But they didn't end up doing that. She said, "Oh, there's an anomaly there. Yeah, it's making things go in and out of time." And so the diviner and a bunch of his people go into the time warp, and they end up creating the time warp. So it's like a chasing your tail paradox kind of thing. It's convoluted. It's silly in space. So sure. That's what it's supposed to be. So it's interesting that they kind of used elements from Silly in Space without actually asking us, Cal Catton, the March cards, whether that made sense. We would have said it kind of doesn't, but we're okay with it. So they also had a Transformer in it named Dreadnought, named after a G.I. Joe character, so there was a Transformer in it. And we also did a story where the Transformers meet Star Trek. So, and the comics did too. So we're not the only ones. Since that story, we've also released several seasons of our show, the Strange Worlds, not to be confused with Strange New Worlds, and 2 seasons of that, and Cybertronians, the movie special of the Transformers. And the 3rd season is in production. Well, very early pre-production. There's a writer's strike going, so we pull back a little. But we already finished the scripts, so they're already done. Also, we have the Robotech thing to do first. But I thought to chime in on this cancellation. We were not involved in any way in that. We liked the show. It was very well done. It was, for a kid's show, it was very mature. I tried to handle themes of abandonment and stuff like that. Very interesting. And our fan film was the first fan film to include, although she didn't speak in the story, in the Cybertronians episode, to include one of the Prodigy characters of Gwendola, who was on the bridge of the other ship. So, but she will be in the next season. So she goes on in our fan films. She's going to have lines in the next season. So yeah, as for the cancellation, it doesn't affect that, because ours is a parody. So in the end, so it sucks they got it canceled, but maybe Nickelodeon might pick it up. Maybe Netflix might pick it up, so it's possible Amazon could pick it up too. So it is possible they could get picked up, and they could make a deal. It's weird that they took some of it off. It's weird. But I don't have any say in it, so just thought I'd chime in and just say I don't really have any say in it. But yeah, just thought to let you know that what was. I'll probably mention it later if they do anything more or something, whatever. It was a live-action cartoon series, and they only released 10 episodes on DVD of the collection on Blu-ray, not the other 10. So yeah, they didn't release the other ones. It is odd. I'm thinking Amazon will probably pick it up, so that'll be cool. Because they did not complete season. I guess this will be season 2. They didn't complete season 2. They were writing it. The writer's strike directly affected that. So they were writing it. There wasn't nothing new yet of that show. And they were, they that's what did it. We can't do the show anymore. There's no script. We have no script, so we can't write a show. That's the way it works. So when the writer's strike's over, maybe there's a chance. Who knows? Maybe. I think they could do it. They could do a TV movie. That'd be kind of fun. Like the Section 31 thing's going to be a movie. Maybe they could do that. That'd be cool. Do a Nickelodeon movie on a theatrical thing would be cool. And find out what's going on. I think it's funny that the bad guy was the diviner at the second season. Like John Waters looking bad guy. Looked like John Waters, but he was divine. The second season was kind of weird because they set it in the Federation and they had Romulans and things going on, and they revealed that Tal is an augment. Yeah, and they do that, and they reveal that she's not a Cillian, but they act like Cillians. I'm thinking they're from the Key-Draconis planet, so they are, or maybe Keptera, one of those other colonies out there. But it's not destroyed. The planet's still there, so they can go and save the planet, and that would make a paradox. So there's a lot of that. And if they do a live-action thing with Star Trek Legacy and Chakotay shows up unharmed, then we'll know he was rescued. Also, if Tom Paris and Locarno show up together, that would be fun. And they acknowledge the Silly Trek version of Locarno would be fun. But that's all, all well and good. So, Prodigy. Sucks I canceled it. I'm not involved, but it is, it had to be the writer's strike. It had to be they didn't finish the scripts. And we can't do any more of this. So this is a long writer's strike. There was one in 87 or something around there, and there was one in 2005 or something around there. Something like that. Yeah, weird. But we had completed Robotech Meets the Transformers 1, 2, and 3 way back several months ago in October, and we finished the Conrad stories in February and March, so at the very beginning of this. So we were done with our scripts. I've since reread them. We're going to do our stuff, which is different, so don't worry about it. It's later on, so we'll see. Prodigy, Star Trek Prodigy. First Star Trek to be canceled since Enterprise. I'm going to save Enterprise. They were in that. It didn't work. Anyway.